I want to know if you think art is important. And if art is important, is it as important as the sciences? Thanks.
Theo, you got to have art. We have to have art. We have to have science. You have to have both. But what I encourage everybody is you don't want to have one to the exclusion of the other. You want to have both, science and art. Well, you got to have both, man. Don't take one or the other.
Science is a beautiful, fascinating detective story, and we shouldn't be denied that story simply because it's done in a language we don't understand.
I'm desperate to try to find some way I could be helpful in getting scientists to communicate their science with more vividness and more clarity, most of all clarity, not to dumb down the science, but to be clear about it so that the rest of us feel that they're talking our language.
But sometimes, most of the time, they're willing to take a chance. Scientists are brave people, you know. They get an idea and then they test it out and they're liable to be wrong. In fact, most of the time they're wrong and they have to get used to uncertainty. And I think it helps to bring people a picture of a person and then let them think about the unbelievably intelligent work that they conducted throughout their lives.
It's as though you laid eyes upon something that no one has seen before, and now it's your task to communicate this fact. The beauty, the splendor, the majesty, the wonder, all of this combined. That is what goes on the frontier of scientific discovery. I think it also goes on the frontier of artistic expression. In the arts, what you create, no one who was ever born before you or will be born from your death onwards will ever compose exactly the same thing you did. So in that sense, art is a unique expression of the individual, whereas the science is the discovery of the pre-existing conditions of nature. And so each requires certain levels of creativity to make those discoveries, to engage the frontier in ways no one has engaged it before. The other side of that is that he's raised it to an art. Right? Those are two sides of the same coin. And those capture the difference and the commonality between the two.
Can art and science coexist? Please let me know. Thanks.
Sam, art and science have to coexist. We don't want art or science, we want both. Now people talk about STEAM, science, technology, engineering, art, and math. Well, good, yes. Then I've heard STEAMed, science, technology, engineering, art, math, and design. We gotta have art. We gotta have science, yes, we gotta have all that. And for those of you who love science and engineering, I hope you pursue some art and learn some art and how to create art yourself and appreciate it. That's what makes us people. Go for it.
I think you need to be imaginative. You need to have the imagination to put together ideas which other people haven't had. But you need a combination of that and genuine inspiration, which is akin to poetry, it's akin to great art. It's the inventive, creative leap which great scientists have.
Because these advances, for example, the MRI, came from principles of physics discovered by a physicist who had no interest in medicine. That wasn't his point. That wasn't what drove him. Yet it has this marvelous application that we could diagnose or at least probe inside your body without cutting you open first. So the cross-pollination of disciplines is fundamental to truly revolutionary advances in our culture. And so you can't fund any one thing without the other.